This the end to NASCAR as we know it? Some may see this as an asinine question. Why would NASCAR be ending? Many who may not have been keeping up with the news might be asking. Well, it all stems from an Adam Stern tweet, a Stern bomb. And he said in it, the Race Team Alliance is deepening its relationship with Wasserman to have the agency look into the possibility of holding RTA exhibition races, a big development that suggests NASCAR's best teams are exploring organizing their own events in the offseason. Well, here's something else too, from the article that this tweet accompanies. And in one of the big statements that I saw, or at least two of them I should say, there was a bit of big bombs coming out of it. The first one says NASCAR's teams have certain rules they have to abide by as part of the charter agreement with the sanctioning body, and those include not starting competing racing series. That agreement runs through 2024. However, it appears that teams feel that they have the legal standing to do some form of exhibition races, as long as they compete in non-NASCAR race cars and branded apparel. Another statement from this also says the exhibition races could start as early as 2023's offseason, one of the people said. Now, this is huge. Absolutely huge. Many are already ringing out the alarm bells for a split. Others are talking about how this could affect the new TV deal with the uncertainty of the sport. Would people and agencies and networks want to invest in NASCAR? And those all are really big questions. Let's look at them one at a time. Like I said before, this is all happening during a huge contract negotiation period for NASCAR. Their deal right now runs through 2024 and re-ups for 2025 with whatever networks want to come on board with it. And this is huge, absolutely huge, because NASCAR for the first time in years had the TV ratings go up. They had a good amount of momentum into this offseason, and now with this, many fans and those that are watching the sport are not going to have that same kind of positive attitude towards it. Instead, leading into 2023 with this in the back of everyone's minds, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty and there's going to be a lot of questions that, frankly, nobody can really ask until the money is put onto the table. Now, this is really big in the sense that this could all be part of negotiations. This could be part of leveraging. The RTA might be leveraging a brand new series in order to show NASCAR what the teams deserve money-wise on the contract and how things need to fundamentally change. We've seen that things need to fundamentally change. NASCAR's talked about that, but maybe this is what kickstarts it. That is, in my opinion, the positive approach to this, because it could very well be posturing for TV rights. This right now is the lead up to negotiations. They start earlier in 2023 and should be done by the end of the year. And with NASCAR's teams now having more of a say in the negotiation process, this only adds more fuel to that fire. It does seem very late in the game for teams to be pushing this, and it would cost tons of extra money that the teams say they don't have because of running at a negative in NASCAR. Now it might be something they've been working on for a while. After all, the teams have been pretty upset with NASCAR for a long bit of time, and this might be something as a last-ditch effort to show them, hey, this is something big you're missing. This is our worth. We can bring this audience per se. It could be an attempt to get NASCAR fans on their side, to pressure NASCAR to meet their demands. Not necessarily something too malicious, but something that definitely is going to raise eyebrows. Modern day NASCAR doesn't move the needle whatsoever, and the only way to really move the needle with the fans is to take drastic measures. Look at what makes the headlines nowadays in NASCAR. It's always the drastic things. The drastic move on track, the drastic statement, the drastic everything. That is what moves the needle, and the teams very well know this. Now, many are talking about a split, and that is something that I think should be kept on the table and talked about. It might not necessarily be what's going on, but it's something that should be thought of because this is pretty unprecedented in some degrees, but in others, it's not. And that is what I want to look at when it comes to Bruton Smith, for instance, back in the 1990s, who wanted to split the NASCAR Winston Cup Series into multiple divisions that were brought together at different times. Not necessarily under the same kind of umbrella, but definitely something that has been talked about before, though it has been damn near 30 years since then. And if you want to learn more about that, there's a video you can look at in the title card above. Now, again, we should talk about the possibility that there could be a split. It's not necessarily something that's been completely spelled out, but if you look at what's been going on right here, even if this doesn't all come to fruition, even if this isn't a fact of something that will be real, even if there isn't a complete different series together, this is alarming. The fact that this is where people are talking at now. This is the level that many are talking about going to have another series in the offseason, to go out there without NASCAR. That is drastic. That will change the face of stock car racing forever, and it damn well may end it. There is really no telling what this could create when it comes to large-scale professional stock car racing in America and in the world in general. I'm going to say it right now. If there was a split on NASCAR's side and the team side, if they were to rip in half, NASCAR would not survive. NASCAR relies too much on the teams and what equipment they bring to the table. They rely too much on the names that the teams bring in. NASCAR on its own anymore is, in many cases, irrelevant to the general sports sense. Nowadays, when you look at races, they average 3 million a race. If you look at a comparable instance of the CART IRL split, you see that before the split, the Indy 500 had about 9 to 10% of the nation watching when you look at the ratings numbers, and has since fallen by about 70%. If NASCAR's Daytona 500 had 70% of its audience go away, they wouldn't even crack 2 million viewers. There is no way NASCAR as we know it would survive such a split. And listen, NASCAR and the RTA has not seen eye to eye for several years. Between the safety calls NASCAR's made, the way the new car has failed in safety as well as other departments, and the way money is passed around. There are plenty of reasons why a split is very realistic. And while I don't think it's the number one option at the moment that could happen, it is very naive to say that it wouldn't. Right now, NASCAR is in a very precarious spot, and it's kind of funny how history repeats itself as the number one form of auto racing in America is at the verge of breaking apart, while another force, this time in F1, is jumping up. Now, NASCAR is just on the other end of it. Now with this, I want to pass it all on to you. What do you think of all of what is starting to transpire? Do you think NASCAR is going to split, or do you think this is just posturing for TV rights? Let me know down in the comments below, because you, the fans, are the most important people in all of this. And while you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR and whatever the sport may come to content. And thank you to all of my channel members for your continuous support. So until next time, have a good one.